Hello students, welcome to Best Tutor. We know how important are arithmetic skills for the competitive examinations. In today's video, we are going to learn how to solve simple arithmetic questions using simple methods, shortcut methods. Let us start solving the questions one after the other. The first question says, the sum of two numbers is 104 and their difference is 30. Find the numbers. Here, the sum of two numbers is 104. So let the numbers be x and y. Now their sum is given to be 104 and their difference is given to be 30. Here we have framed two linear equations in two variables which can be solved simultaneously. If we add these two equations, we are left over with 2x is equal to 134 or x is equal to 134 by 2, which is nothing but 67. Therefore, as x is equal to 67, we can easily find out the value of y. Y is going to be 104 minus 67, which is going to be 37. Now let's move on to the next question. In this question, 10% of 34.2 will be how much more than 10% of 34.02 is the question. So first of all, let us understand 10% of 34.2 is going to be equal to 10 by 100 into 34.2 or directly 3.42. And similarly, 10% of 34.02 is going to be equal to 10 by 100 into 34.02, which is nothing but 3.402. Now it is obvious that 3.42 is going to be greater than 3.402. Now we need to find out the difference between these two. So it's going to be 3.42 minus 3.402, which is nothing but 0.418. So 10% of 34.2 is 0.418 more than 10% of 34.02. Moving on to the next one. If the price of 1 dozen of mangoes is 49 rupees 75 paise, what will be the approximate value of 291 mangoes? In this video, we have taken a mixture of all the types of questions. It's not going to be pertaining to one branch of mathematics. In this question, we have the price of 1 dozen mangoes given. So, number of mangoes. We can solve this question using unitary method or variations, that is direct or inverse variations. Number of mangoes is one quantity and the other one is going to be price of the mangoes. So, 1 dozen is nothing but 12. 12 mangoes cost is 49 rupees 75 paise. Then what will be the cost of, approximate cost of 291 mangoes is the question. As the number of mangoes increase, it's obvious that the price also increases. It's a direct variation. So 12 by 291 is equal to 49.75 divided by x, or x is equal to 49.75 into 291 whole divided by 12. When we calculate it, it's going to be 1000. We can cancel with 3 tables. So it's going to be, once we finalize, find the value of it, it's going to be 1206.43. As the approximate value is asked, it's going to be 1206. Right? We will move on to the next question. 1206 rupees is the approximate value. Then moving on to the next question. A boy was asked to multiply a certain number by 25. He multiplied it by 52 and got his answer more than the correct one by 324. What was the number to be multiplied? Right. We have understood the question. Let us move on to the solution. he was supposed to multiply a certain number by 25. So let the number be x. It has to be initially multiplied, actually to be multiplied by 25. But he has multiplied it by 52. So this is the actual one, correct one, and this is a error one. Okay. Now the difference is given to be 324. So 25x is the actual one, which is going to be less than 52x. So 52x minus 25x is equal to 324, or 27x is equal to 324, which is nothing but x is equal to 324 by 27, which is nothing but 12. A number exceeds its 4/7 by 18. What is the number? Let the number be x. Then what is 4/7 of this number? 4/7 is nothing but 4 by 7. 4/7 of the number is nothing but 4 by 7 x, or 4x by 7. Now x and 4x by 7. It is obvious that 4x by 7 is going to be smaller than x, as 4 by 7 is a proper fraction and every proper fraction is less than 1. And the difference is 18. Now x minus 4 by 7 is nothing, x minus 4 by 7x is nothing but x into 1 minus 4 by 7. Or x into 1 minus 4 by 7 is 3 by 7. 1 minus 4 by 7 is 3 by 7. So x into 3 by 7 is equal to 18, or 3 ones are 3 6s. Therefore x is equal to 6 into 7, which is 42. Right? We are done with this question. Now we'll move on to the next question. Find the value of 1502 whole square minus 1498 whole square. This is to be found. We do not have to find the square of these numbers and then subtract. We have to apply algebraic formula here. We know that a square minus b square is given by the formula a plus b into a minus b. Therefore, 1502 whole square minus 1498 whole square is nothing but 1502 plus 1498 into 1502 minus 1498. Therefore, if we find out the sum, it's going to be 3000 and the difference is 4. Therefore, the product is 12,000. Right? Now we move on to the next question. 18 persons can finish a work in 36 days. How much time will 12 persons take to finish the same work? This is a question based on time and work, or we can say it as manpower and time. Okay, fine. Now we need to understand there are two quantities here. Number of persons or people. And the next quantity is number of days. Here 18 persons can finish a work in 36 days. Okay, then how much time will 12 persons take to finish the same work is the question. Now we need to understand the variation between these two quantities. If we employ more number of people, the number of days required to complete the work will automatically decrease. So if we employ less number of people to complete the work, then the number of days taken to complete the work will increase. So this is an inverse variation. So we have 18 by 12 is equal to x by 36, or x is equal to, or x is equal to 18 into 36 by 12. 6 2s are 6 3s are. Then 2 1s are 2 18s are. Or directly 12 1s are 12, 12 3s are 36. And 3 into 18 is equal to 54. Therefore, the number of days required by 12 people to complete the work is 54 days. Moving on to the next question. What number must be added to the numbers 3, 7 and 13 so that they are in a continuous proportion is the question. Yeah, we have the what number must be added to the numbers 3, 7 and 13 so that they are in continuous proportion. As such, 3, 7 and 13 are not in proportion. First of all, we need to remember the concept of continuous proportion. Three quantities A, B and C are in continuous proportion if A is to B is equal to B is to C, or B square is equal to AC, because product of means is equal to product of extremes. Here 3, 7 and 13 are not in continuous proportion, but we need to find out a number x such that 3 plus x, 7 plus x and 13 plus x are in continuous proportion. So what does it mean? 3 plus x is to 7 plus x is equal to 7 plus x is to 13 plus x. Now we have to apply product of extremes is equal to product of means. Then 7 plus x into 7 plus x is equal to 3 plus x into 13 plus x, which means x square plus 14x plus 49 is equal to x square plus 3x plus 13x, which is 16x, plus 3 into 13, which is 39. Here we have applied two algebraic formula here. To find out, to simplify LHS, we have used a plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. And to simplify RHS, we have used x plus a into x plus b formula. X plus a into x plus b is equal to x square plus x into a plus b plus ab. So now we have x square and x square getting cancelled. Then we have 14x plus 49 is equal to 16x plus 39, or 49 minus 39 is equal to 16x minus 14x. Which implies 10 is equal to 2x, or x is equal to 5. So, by adding 5 to these three numbers, we get 3 plus 5, which is 8, 7 plus 5, which is 12, and 13 plus 5, which is 18. These three are in continuous proportion. Right? Because 8 into 18 is equal to 12 square. 8 into 18 is 144. 12 square is also 144. The cross product rule is verified here. Therefore, these numbers are in continuous proportion. Now we will move on to the next question. Yeah. 12 buckets of water fill a tank when the capacity of each bucket is 13.5 liters. How many buckets will be needed to fill the same tank if the capacity of each bucket is 9 liters? Okay. Here, the tank, the capacity of the tank is not given, and the bucket. Okay. In the first case, 12 buckets of water is required to fill the tank, where the capacity of the bucket is 13.5 liters. And we require 12 buckets. So here the two quantities are capacity of the bucket and the number of buckets. Capacity of the bucket is one quantity and number of buckets is the next quantity. Now, as we increase the capacity of the bucket, do we require more number of buckets or less number of buckets? It is obvious that as the capacity of the bucket increases, the number of buckets required to fill the water tank will be decreased. So it is going to be an indirect variation or inverse variation. Okay, now we will observe the values here. The first case, the capacity of each bucket is 13.5 liters and we need 12 buckets of water. In the second case, how many buckets will be needed? How many buckets will be needed to fill the same tank if the capacity of each bucket is 9 liters? Now we will solve it. 13.5 by 9 is equal to x by 12, or x is equal to 12 into 13.5 by 9, which is nothing but 4 3 3s are 3 4s are. Then again we can cancel this. 3 4s are 12, 3 into 5. So 4 into 4.5 or 4 into 9 by 2, which is nothing but 18. So we require 18 buckets of water to fill the tank where the capacity of each bucket is 9 liters. This can be done by using unitary method and ratio proportion as well. This procedure will be very easy for us to do it. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. We have the question as the LCM of two numbers is 2310 and their HCF is 30. If one number is 210, find the other number is the question. So LCM of the numbers is given to be 2310 and HCF is given to be 30. One of the numbers is 210. We need to find out the other number. Is to be found out. Okay. But if we have two numbers A and B where their LCM and HCF are found, LCM is found and HCF is also found, then we have A into B is equal to LCM into HCF. The product of two numbers is equal to the product of their LCM and HCF respectively. So using this procedure we get 2000. Using this procedure we get 2310 into 30 is equal to 210 into x, or x is equal to 2310 into 30 by 210. So it's going to be 330. The other number is 330. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. We have find the average of the first 9 multiples of 5. How do we find the average? What is the procedure to find the average of the given set of numbers? First of all, what are the first 9 multiples of 5? First 9 multiples of 5 are to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 and 45. These are the first 9 multiples of 5. Now what is the formula to find out the average? Average of a set of observations is given by the formula average is equal to sum of the observations by number of observations. Sum of the observations divided by the number of observations. So we need to find out the sum of all these 9 multiples of 5. So it's going to be 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35 plus 40 plus 45 whole divided by 9. Okay. Now we can add these numbers directly or use distributive property, which is going to give you the result immediately. 5 into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 whole divided by 9. Now sum of the first 9 numbers is nothing but 9 into 10 by 2. Why? How is it so? Sum of the first n natural numbers is given by the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. Using that we get n is here 9. So 9 into 10 by 2 or directly 9 into 5 whole divided by 9. So we get 5 into 5, which is 25. So sum of the first 9 multiples of 5 is 25. We move on to the next question. The average of 3 numbers is 20. If two of the numbers are 16 and 22, find the third number. Okay. Average is given to be 20. Average of 3 numbers is equal to 20. So we have the formula that sum of the numbers by number of observations, sum of the observations by number of observations. Here the number of observations is 3. So sum of the 3 numbers by 3 is equal to 20. Or here out of the 3 numbers 2 are given. 16 and 22 are the first 2 numbers, and let the third number be x. So 16 plus 22 plus x by 3 is equal to 20, which means that 38 plus x is equal to 20 into 3, or 38 plus x is equal to 60, which means x is equal to 60 minus 38, which is 22. So 22 is the next number, third number, right? Now we move on to the next question. In a division sum, the divisor is 12 times the quotient and 5 times the remainder. If the remainder be 48, find the dividend. So as to do this question, we need to recall the division algorithm. What does the division algorithm state? It is also called as division rule. Division algorithm states that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient, divisor into quotient plus remainder. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now here in this question, the given information is the remainder is 48 and the divisor is 12 times the quotient. So let us take the capital D as the dividend, small d as the divisor, so that we don't get confused. Divisor is 12 times the quotient and also 5 times the remainder, and remainder is given to be 48. So divisor is going to be 5 into 48, which is nothing but 240. So divisor is equal to 240. Now divisor is equal to 12 into quotient implies 240 is equal to 12 into the quotient, or quotient is equal to 240 by 12, which is nothing but 20. So we have got the quotient, the divisor, and the remainder. Now it's very easy for us to identify the dividend using division algorithm. Dividend is equal to divisor, which is nothing but 240, into quotient, which is 20, plus remainder, which is 48. 240 into 20 plus 48 is going to be 4,800 plus 48, or dividend is nothing but 4,848. Right? Fine. We move on to the next question. Here, a ladder is placed 5 meters away from the foot of the wall and it reaches a height of 12 meters from the ground. Find the length of the ladder is the question. Yeah, this is a question based on trigonometry, or actually speaking, Pythagoras Theorem. Here what is given? A ladder is placed 5 meters away from the foot of the wall. So the distance between the foot of the ladder and the foot of the wall is 5 meters. And it is reaching a height of 12 meters. So this distance is 12 meters. And you are supposed to find out the length of the ladder. If you observe carefully, it's nothing but a right angled triangle. The floor, the ladder, and the wall, which forms a right angled triangle. In a right angled triangle, we have to apply Pythagoras Theorem here. And Pythagoras Theorem states that in a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So in this right angled triangle, AC square, which is the hypotenuse, is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now, if we apply this here, AC is to be found, whereas AB square, which is the height of the wall, is given to be 12. So AB square is 12 square and BC is 5, so 5 square. And 12 square is 144 and 5 square is 25. Therefore, AC square is equal to 144 plus 25, which is 169. Or AC is equal to root of 169. As we are dealing with measures of the triangles, we are going to take the principal square root of 169, which is 13 meters. So the length of the ladder is 13 meters. So the length of the ladder is 13 meters. This is to be found. And we are done using Pythagoras Theorem. We move on to the next question. If 5 poles are erected at equal distances between 2 points 20 meters apart, what is the distance between any 2 poles? Let us consider the points to be located here on this line, and the distance between the points be 20 meters. Then 5 poles have to be erected. So we can erect the poles as at these places. Already 2 poles are erected. So 1, 2 and 3. So we have A and B as the end points, and here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 poles are erected. Now what is the distance between any 2 poles is the question. By erecting 5 poles here, we are dividing the distance between A and B into 1, 2, 3 and 4 parts. So distance in between A and B is 20, which is divided into 4 parts. That is nothing but 5 meters. Right? So distance between any 2 poles is equal to 5 meters. We move on to the next question. Moving on to the next question, evaluate cube root of 1 minus 91 by 216 is the question. Cube root of a difference between the fractions 1 minus 91 by 216 is nothing but we are going to first of all simplify 1 minus 91 by 216, which is going to be 216 minus 91, which is nothing but 125 by 216. Now cube root of 125 by 216 is going to be cube root of 5 into 5 into 5 by 6 into 6 into 6. That's nothing but 5 by 6. Right? Now we move on to the next question. 1/4 of a 2-digit number is 2 less than 1/3 of the same number. What is the sum of the digits of the number? Right. 1/4 of a number. 1/4 of a number, let it be x, is 2 less than 1/3 of the same number. 1/4 of x is 2 less than 1/3 of the same number. So x by 4 is equal to x by 3 minus 2. X by 4 minus x by 3 is equal to minus 2, or x by 3 minus x by 4 is equal to 2, which means that if we take LCM we get 4x minus 3x by 12 is equal to 2, which means x by 12 is equal to 2 or x is equal to 24. So the 2-digit number is 24. We need to find out the sum of the digits of the number. Therefore, the sum of the digits of the number is 2 plus 4, which is equal to 6. Right? We move on to the next question. Monica deposits 8,000 rupees partly at 10% and partly at 15% interest for 1 year in a bank. If she gets an interest of 950 rupees at the end of 1 year, find the amounts deposited at 10% and at 15% respectively. ₹8,000 is being divided into two parts. So let me take the first one as x. So the next one is going to be 8,000 minus x. So the amounts are x and 8,000 minus x respectively. These are the principles. Okay. Now rate of interest is 10% in the first case and 15% in the second case. And the duration is 1 year. Now interest, simple interest formula is PTR by 100. Principal into time into rate of interest by 100, which is nothing but x into 10, x into 1 into 10 by 100, and in the next case it's going to be 8,000 minus x into duration is 1 year again, and rate of interest is 15% by 100. So therefore, the interest in the first case is x by 10, and in the second case is 8,000 minus x into 15 by 100. But it's given that total interest she has acquired at the end of 1 year is 950 rupees. So we have a equation here. We need to simplify this. X by 10 plus 8000 minus x into 15 by 100 is equal to 950. If we take LCM, LCM is going to be 100. So we get 10x plus 8000 minus x into 15 is equal to 950, or 10x plus 8000 into 15 minus 15x is equal to 950 into 100, which is 95,000. When we start simplifying this, we get 10x minus 15x is minus 5x. $1,20,000 minus 5x is equal to 95,000, or 5x is equal to 1,20,000 minus 95,000 is equal to 5x. 25,000 is equal to 5x, or x is equal to 25,000 by 5, which is 5,000. So 8,000 is divided into two parts, where one part is 5,000. So the other is going to be 8,000 minus 5,000, which is 3,000. So it is clear that 5,000 is at the rate of 10% and 3,000 is lent out at the rate of 15%, so that she acquires an interest of 950 rupees at the end of 1 year. We move on to the next question. Now we move on to the next question. Find the mean proportional of 0.32 and 0.02. Let x be the mean proportional of 0.32 and 0.02. Therefore, 0.32 is to x is equal to x is to 0.02, or x square is equal to 0.32 into 0.02, which is nothing but 0.0064, or x is equal to square root of 0.0064, which is nothing but 0.08. Therefore, 0.08 is the mean proportional between of 0.32 and 0.08. So now we move on to the next question. Two numbers are in the ratio 3:4 and the product of their LCM and HCF is 10,800. Find the sum of the numbers. It's given that the numbers are in the ratio 3:4. So we can say that let the numbers be 3x and 4x. So let the numbers be 3x and 4x. Now the product of their LCM and HCF is given to be 10,800. We know that if A and B are two given numbers, then product of the numbers is equal to product of their LCM and HCF respectively. Therefore, 3x into 4x is equal to product of LCM and HCF of the numbers. That means 10,800. Therefore, 12x square is equal to 10,800, or x square is equal to 10,800 by 12. It's nothing but 900. As x square is equal to 900, x will be equal to, which implies x is equal to root of 900, that is nothing but 30. Therefore, the numbers are, as x is equal to 30, the numbers can be found out easily. The numbers are 3x and 4x means 3x, which is equal to 3 into 30, that is 90, and 4x, which is nothing but 4 into 30 or 120. Therefore, the sum is equal to 90 plus 30, which is 90 plus 120. Now 90 plus 120 is equal to 210. This is the sum of the numbers. Now we move on to the next question. A's money is to B's money as 4:5, and B's money is to C's money as 2:3. If A has 800 rupees, find the money C has. Okay. A's money is to B's money is 4:5, and B's money is to C's money as 2:3. Okay. Now A has 800 rupees. So let us assume that A has 4x and B has 5x, because it's given that A's money and B's money are in the ratio of 4:5. This implies A's money is 800 is given in the question. So 800 is equal to 4x, or x is equal to 800 by 4, which is equal to 200. Therefore, B's money is 5 into x, which is nothing but 5 into 200 or 1000 rupees. So we have found out A's money is given to be 800 rupees. Using the ratio, we have found out that B's money is 1000 rupees. Now we are going to use a second ratio so as to find out the money C has. It is given that B's money is to C's money as 2:3. Therefore, let us assume B has 2y and C has 3y. The proportionality constant cannot be the same in both the ratios. Therefore, 1000 is equal to 2y, or y is equal to 1000 by 2, which is nothing but 500, or C has 3 into y, which is nothing but 3 into 500 or 1500 rupees. So we have found out that C has 1500 rupees with him. Right? Now we move on to the next question. Find out square root of 1008 by square root of 7. We need to recall the properties of square roots, squares and square roots. Root of A by root of B is equal to square root of A by B. Now using this property, we have square root of 1008 by square root of 7 is equal to square root of 1008 by 7, which is nothing but, we are going to cancel 7 1s are 7, 4 is 28. So it's going to be root of 144, which is nothing but 12. Right? And first of all, here 1008 is divisible by 7. And we all know the procedure to find out a test of divisibility by 7. 1008, we need to check the divisibility by 7. We are going to choose the digit in the ones place, double it and subtract it from the number formed by the remaining digits. 8 2s are 16. Then we have 10 minus 16, 10 minus 6 is 4 and 84. And 84 is exactly divisible by 7. Therefore, as it is divisible by 7, we could cancel the common factor and got root of 144, which is equal to 12. We move on to the next question. Find the volume of a cube whose surface area is 216 square centimeters. Let us find out the volume of a cube. Every solid has three quantities to be found. That is surface area, which is lateral surface area, total surface area and volume. Lateral surface area of a cube is 4a square. Total surface area is 6a square, where a is the side of the cube and volume is a cube. Lateral surface area and total surface area being square units and volume being cubic units. Now here it is given that surface area of a cube is 216 square centimeters. By default it is going to be taken as total surface area because it is not mentioned as lateral surface area. Now total surface area is given to be 216 centimeters square, which implies 6a square is equal to 216 centimeters square, or a square is equal to 216 by 6, which is nothing but 36, or a is equal to root of 36, which is 6 centimeters. Now once we have found the value of the measure of the side of a cube, volume can be found out very easily by the formula a cube. So it's going to be 6 cube, or 6 into 6 into 6, which is 216 centimeter cube. Okay. Values of total surface area and volume of this particular cube are the same numerically, but the units are entirely different and the quantities are different. Admission to a course is increased by 15% every year. If the number of students in this course is in 2019 is 1600, what is the expected number of students in 2021? In 2019, the number of students are 1600. What will be the number of students or admissions, expected number of admissions in 2021? There is an increment of 15% every year. Every year 15% students are increasing. So, here we are going to have x is equal to 1600 into 1 plus 15% is the increment. So 15 by 100 to the power of 2. Growth and depreciation question. So it's going to be 1600 into 115 by 100 whole square, or 1600 into 115 by 100 into 115 by 100. As we cancel this, we get 16 into 115 square by 100, which is nothing but 16 into 13225 by 100. Which is equal to 2000 Final answer is going to be 2116. So in 2021 we can expect admissions of 2116 students in the course. Right? We move on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. 16 men can reap a field in 30 days. In how many days will 2 men reap the field? This is again a question of time and work, or people and number of days or time. Number of men and number of days are the two quantities here. As the number of men increase, the number of days required to complete the piece of work will decrease. So it's an inverse variation. Here, 16 men can reap a field in 30 days. In how many days will 2 men do it is a question. So 16 by 2 is equal to x by 30. 2 ones are 2, 2 8s are 16. Therefore, x by 30 is equal to 8, or x is equal to 30 into 8, which is 240. So 2 men will complete the same work in 240 days. 2 men will reap the field in 240 days. Moving on to the next question. In a competitive examination, a student scores 4 marks for every correct answer and loses 1 mark for every wrong answer. If he attempts all 75 questions and secures 125 marks, find the number of questions he attempts correctly. Okay. He has attempted 75 questions in all, out of which a part of it are correct and the remaining are wrong. Let me assume that x is the number of correct answers and then the remaining are wrong. It means 75 minus x are answered wrongly. Now for every correct answer he secures 4 marks. That means plus 4 marks. And for every wrong answer he loses 1 mark. So it's going to be minus 1. So for x, for one question correctly answered he gets 4 marks. So for x number of correct questions he is going to get plus 4x marks. And here negative marking for one question, for one wrongly answered question is 1. So 75 minus x questions are answered wrongly. So it's going to be 75 minus x into minus 1, or minus 75 plus x are the marks scored for the 75 minus x questions. But totally 125 marks are secured. So 125 is equal to 4x plus minus 75 plus x, or 4x minus 75 plus x, which is nothing but 5x minus 75. Now 125 is equal to 5x minus 75 implies 5x is equal to 125 plus 75, which is 200. So x is equal to 200 by 5, which is nothing but 40. So out of 75 questions which he has attempted, 40 are answered correctly and the remaining are answered wrongly. So number of correct answers. Number of questions attempted correctly. Number of questions attempted correctly is equal to 40. And then the remaining are answered wrongly is equal to 75 minus 40, which is nothing but 35. So out of 75, 40 questions are attempted correctly and the remaining are attempted wrongly. Now we move on to the next question. 1854 seats in a theatre form a perfect square except for 5 seats at the back. Find the number of seats in each row. Okay. In a theatre, there are 1854 seats. Excepting the last 5 seats, the remaining seats form a perfect square. It means 1854 minus 5. We need to remove those 5. So it's going to be 1849. Okay. Number of seats forming a perfect square. Forming a perfect square is equal to 1849. So what will be the number of seats in each row? Is it not the square root of 1849? Yes. And square root of 1849 can be found out by using long division method, because 43 is a prime number and prime factorization may be a little difficult. So how do we find out the square root by long division method? We need to pair the numbers and then choose the perfect square which is less than 18. 4 4s are 16. And if we subtract, we get 249. So we need to add double this number, we get 8. Then 83 3s are 249. So square root of 1849 is 43. Therefore, the number of seats in each row is equal to 43. We move on to the next question. A donkey is tied to a rope 16 meter long at the corner of a rectangular field of dimensions 60 meter by 30 meter. Find the area over which the donkey can graze and the area over which it cannot. Here I have drawn a rectangle. If we consider this as the field and the donkey is tied at the end or at one corner with a rope which is 16 meter long. As it is tied in the corner, the donkey can move only in this direction to the maximum extent of the rope, which is 16 meters. So it's going to form a quadrant. This is going to form a quadrant where the radius is 16 meters. This is the only area in which the donkey can graze. We need to find out the area of this quadrant, and the area over which it cannot is going to be the area of the rectangle excluding this area. So it's going to be area of the rectangle minus area of the quadrant. Let's do it. We will start doing it. The length of the rope is given to be 16 meters, whereas the dimensions of the rectangular field are given to be 60 by 30 meters. Is the dimensions of the rectangular field. Now, area over which donkey can graze is nothing but area of the quadrant. Of radius 16 meters. Therefore, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi r square, as Area of a circle is pi r square and quadrant is exactly 1/4 of it. Area of a quadrant is 1/4 pi r square, or 1/4 into 3.14 into 16 into 16. 4 ones are 4, 4 fours are 16. So it's going to be 3.14 into 64, or 200.96. This is the area over which the donkey can graze. Now area over which it cannot graze. Area over which the donkey cannot graze is equal to area of the rectangle, that is 60 meters into 30 meters, which is the area of the rectangle, minus area of the quadrant, that is area over which it can graze, which is going to be 1800 meters square minus 200.96 meters square, which is nothing but 1599.04 meters square, or approximately, if we find out the approximate values, it's going to be 201 meters square, and here it's going to be approximately 1599 meters square overall. Right? We move on to the next question. 1 year ago, the ratio of Varun and Veena's age was 4:5. 1 year hence, the ratio of their ages will be 5:6. Find the present age of Veena. Varun's age is to Veena's age. These are the present ages. Is equal to 4:5. So, let Varun's present age be 4x. Then Veena's present age will be 5x. 1 year hence, their ages will be Varun's age will be 4x plus 1. And similarly, Veena's age would be 5x plus 1. But it is given that 1 year hence, their ages would be in the ratio of 5:6. Therefore, 4x. 1 year, but it is given that 1 year hence, their ages would be in the ratio of 5:6. Therefore, 4x plus 1 by 5x plus 1 is equal to 5:6, or 6 into 4x plus 1 is equal to 5 into 5x plus 1, which is nothing but 24x plus 6 is equal to 25x plus 5, or 6 minus 5 is equal to 25x minus 24x, which implies x is equal to 1. Therefore, what is Veena's present age? Therefore, Veena's present age is equal to 5x, that is nothing but 5 into 1, 5 years. Right? Yeah. Now moving on to the next question. A carpet of 16 meters breadth and 20 meters length was purchased for 2,496 rupees. Find its cost per square meter is the question. A carpet is rectangular in shape. Its length and breadth are given to be 20 meters and 16 meters respectively. So area of the carpet is going to be 20 into 16, that is 320 meters square. Now cost of the carpet is given to be 2,496. Cost of 1 meter square of carpet or 1 square meter of the carpet is equal to 2,496 by 320, which is nothing but, we can write it as 2,496 by 20 into 16 for our convenience. It's going to be 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are 20, then 49, into 16. We can start cancelling the common factors. 4 4s are 16, 4 6s are 24, 4 2s are 8, 4 4s are 16. Again we can cancel. 156 by 20, or it's going to be 7.80 rupees. So the cost per square meter is 7 rupee 80 paise. So in this video we have solved some questions which are going to be useful for your competitive exams. We will meet with some more questions in the next video. Thank you.